All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you for taking the time out of your morning to join me this morning and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Little quick housekeeping note. Monday, the market is closed due to Martin Luther King Jr. Federal holiday. So keep in mind, no trading on Monday. That means no morning note on Monday, no aftermarket recap on Monday. So enjoy your long weekend. Again, we have a lot of football to cover, to watch. Oh man, I got some good ones. Friday, I'll give my picks just for the hell of it with you guys on the morning note. If you guys are football fans like me, huge sports fan. Also saw a little bit of highlights yesterday. The Brooklyn Nets destroying the Bulls. Oh boy, that's going to be interesting. So I had like a little chat with my buddy, Welby. Shout out to him. We always talk sports. Scotty, if you're watching, hit me up, man. We can always chop about the NBA, man, during the market hours. I love talking about sports. Maybe one day we'll do a Discord chat for free where we can talk sports. That'd be super cool. Anyways, back to it. Dow futures up 125 points. NASDAQ up nearly 58 points. S&P futures up 12. Russell's up 0.33%. 10-year yields are up slightly, 1.729%. The dollar is down 94.71, down 0.21%. VIX slightly green, up 0.85% at 1777 this morning. Let's take a look at crude oil, down 0.31% at 82.38 a barrel. Gasoline futures are down, very marginally down, down to $2.39 a gallon. Gold futures are down 0.34%, 18.21. 23.17 for futures per ounce, down 0.14%. Euro dollar is up 29 pips, 114.71. Dollar yen is down 33 pips, 114.30. And crypto is mixed. Ethereum 33.69, down 0.34% on the future side. Bitcoin is up 40 to 43,910 on the future side. Let's take a look at some pre-market movers, and then we can start taking a look at the charts. But let's go over the PPI number. So we had a couple of reports here. I'll read it to you directly. US PPI, which is Producer Price Index. This is what companies pay for in terms of raw materials and goods in order to sell their product wholesale. So CPI is consumer-based. PPI is producer-based. Let's keep that in mind. PPI, December, up 0.2%, estimate 0.4%. Previous was 0.8%, so sliding. Final demand, 9.7% year-over-year PPI versus the estimate 9.8%. PPI core, which excludes food and energy, month-over-month, 0.5%, meeting expectations. PPI excluding food and energy, year-over-year, that's core, December 8.3%. Estimate was 8.8%. So the final demand month over month is what the market is cheering. Again, 0.2%. That's basically 50% of the estimate. So again, maybe the inflation reading that we've been seeing lately isn't as bad, or maybe we're coming down, or this can be a one-off. But again, check this box off if you're looking at it today. This was the two big reports. CPI wasn't as bad as feared. PPI was better than expected. Very nice to see. Let's take a look at some jobless claims. Jobless claims are up about 15% from the estimate, 230,000 versus the estimate of 200,000. Continuing claims is down 1.559 million versus 1.733 million. So that's good. Some good news this morning, obviously. So let's go and take a look at some pre-market movers. Again, with the Dow and the S&P green. Virgin Galactic Space down 9.3% pre-market. Taiwan Semiconductors, keep an eye on the semis today. That's big. Taiwan Semiconductors does do a lot of business with AMD and NVIDIA and Apple. So they're up 4.75% on good earnings. I'll read you the earnings really quickly. I think I have that here. I did retweet that. Here we go. Let's see. Taiwan Semiconductor. This is from the CEO. Expansion in the U.S. and Japan will serve as a vehicle for TSMC's international hiring push this year. Still in very early stage of assessing plant in Europe. And football TV, some news too. Premier League deal for the next 3 seasons. Exclusive Premier League. This is soccer in England. Rights in Canada beginning 2022-2023 season. Some other news if you guys want to read it. But again, let me get you the TSM number. Let's see. TSM reported record quarterly profit with the chipmaker beating analyst forecasts while also issuing an upbeat outlook amid surging demand for semiconductors. The stock rallied 3.8% pre-market. It is now at, let's see, Taiwan Semiconductor is now at 4.88% pre-market. Apple's up 0.9% marginally. Boeing is up 2.41%. 737 MAX may be coming back. So I saw that headline. Microsoft 0.76%. I still have calls on that. Goldman Sachs up 0.69%. I own shares in that. JP Morgan up 0.33. Walt Disney up 0.16. Cisco's down. Nike's up. On the S&P side, Lumen Technologies down nearly 5%. American Airlines up 1.5%. Delta reported their earnings. They're up 2.27%. I love Delta. Nvidia up 1.4%. Keep an eye on the semis. AMD 1.4%. Thank you TSN on that. Taiwan Semiconductors. Tesla up 0.70%. Let's see here. What else I'm missing? Applied Materials, another semiconductor, up 3.48%. So again, keep an eye on what we're looking at. Qualcomm, Applied Materials. You can look at Nvidia. You can look at AMD or Taiwan Semiconductors in general. So nice report. I did see some unusual options activity on ASML, but that's for a longer dated expiry. So I really didn't send that information out because it was a little more of a swing. Looking at crypto again, my portfolio, nothing has really changed. It's up 0.29%. The high point of this portfolio was 240,000. The low point was at 97,000, and it's been back and forth ever since. Excuse me. Okay, let's take a look at the charts, and then we'll answer some questions. Take a look at S&P futures. You can see breaking that 200-day moving average. I wanted that level. Let's see if we can break above 47.40, which is another level that I wanted to look at. So again, we're checking that first box off. Let's see if 47.40 does break. If that does, I would start taking a look at some SPY calls, possibly looking at 477, 476 range. Kind of keep it tight. Don't try to go too out of the money. Microsoft is bouncing. Break of 323.34. I have the 325 calls. I believe the 325 calls. Let me see which ones I have. Yeah, 325 calls for next week. So that's great. And NASDAQ is above the 50, the 200-day moving average. Let's take a look at AMD together. AMD could be interesting. Let's see if it does break 139.91. If that does break, then I will start taking a look at 142 calls right at the 200-day. Let's take a look at that. See this morning. Nvidia, kind of the same deal, breaking out here, breaking above this little range here after the V-shaped recovery. Rather wait for 289 here. Let's see if we break that 200-day. The only reason it's too close. So if it breaks 289, I would start taking a look at possibly the 300s for next week. So those are the really two I'm looking at today. Good morning. If I don't see the markets up 2% today and tomorrow, I'll be greatly disappointed. Thoughts on Microsoft, BABA, and Coin? Thanks for always, boss. You're welcome. Microsoft, again, I still have the 325 calls. If it breaks 323.34, we're pretty much already set. Taking a look here at Alibaba. Alibaba has been doing well. We traded that this week. I still own shares. They are down pre-market. So again, let's see if we can take above 138.06. Let's see, Coinbase. Coinbase needs to break this 200-day right around 246.24. What are you watching today? I'm watching AMD. I'm watching Nvidia. More likely AMD is going to be the one I'm watching. Can you chart BBIG and pins? Yeah, let's do it. Oops. Trade charts. BBIG. Looking at BBIG, it's a penny stock, so kind of tough in terms of liquidity, bid and ask. So if you're looking for a break, I guess $3.03. I know, no idea what they do. Let's take a look at Pinterest. Pinterest needs to break the 200-day moving average, and then you can start taking a look at possibly the 35s for 36s for a swing. Morning, Carlos. Thoughts on AMD for calls? Yeah, we just talked about that. Carmen, AMD above 139.91. I will take a look at the 142s. Support for DXY and TNX. That's dollar and yields. Look at the dollar going down. That's really going to help the NASDAQ. Really, the next support is 94.46. That's your level. So let's place an alert there on the dollar. If that does break below, then we're going to get a little more strength on the growth names. Let's take a look at TNX. This is 10-year yields. 10-year yields, really next support is right around 16.87. That's your actually 16.96. Oh, well, hold on. Let me get the right level here. Right here is around 16.91. That's 1.69. Well, that's sub 7%. So if we get 27 basis points down, we'll get back into range and then possibly get to around 1.63 if that's the case. Lowest case scenario would be 1.544. And did you buy ARKK? If no, is it time to buy now? I do own ARKK, of course. I have been owning it. If you want to own it, go for it. You're right at, it's up pre-market. But yeah, this would be a place to buy it, sure. Again, if you can handle the risk of it, because it's going to be very volatile. Looking forward to tech and bank earnings. Of course, I'm looking for all earnings. I want to see if these valuations are justified. What is your outlook for when growth stocks will recover? That depends, because again, we need to see if their earnings match up to the valuations. So again, if we get names like Blink, Space, DraftKings, Penn, Pinterest, Snapchat, if they do good in their earnings, then growth is going to keep pushing higher depending on the sector. But you are going to get a correction this year. Just keep that in mind. Back of your head, Carlos said we're going to get a 10% correction. It's going to happen this year. If we don't, I'd be extremely surprised. But we are going to get a 10% correction. We have to have one. We usually have one every year or every 2 years. We didn't have one last year. So that's big. So again, I'm holding some cash. I did buy some of the, I bought the top 10 stocks 2022. After that, I'm pretty much holding. The only thing I'll be buying pretty soon is my IRA with Apple. So again, I'll be setting that up maybe in a couple weeks so I can max out my IRA. But again, I'm not really worried about timing on that. But for the market, yeah, I want to see if we get a nice correction. Probably load up on some Google and some Microsoft and other names like that. Hi, Carlos. Thoughts on NVTA? Let's see, technical analysis. That's what TA means. I don't know much about this company in BT Corp. It is at daily support, yearly support. If you take a look at the weekly chart, you can see you have a little more downside to right around $10.26. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. I'm going to order some breakfast. Have a great rest of your morning. GARCapitalFX.com. Keep it locked on our Twitter page so you get all the market commentary and blogging that I do during the day talking about the markets. And if you have any questions, feel free to tweet at me at G.A.R Capital on Twitter. We'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning. Enjoy your Thursday. GARCapitalFX.com is the site. Make sure don't forget, click that like button. I really do appreciate it. Helps the algorithm. Cheers, guys.